Thank you. All right, so once again, my name is Barrett Osborne.
And I'm Cali Singleton.
And we're both seniors at Central Coast New Tech High School. There we go.
Perfect. And so we've been there since our freshman year.
So how many of you guys have heard of Central Coast New Tech High School? Just show up hands really quick. Oh, no.
Wow.
Come on. All right. We'll give a brief description of it really quick. It was founded about 5 years ago is when it was started. It's located in Napomo, which is 30 minutes south of here. We're actually located right next door to Napomo High School, which is we're literally separated by a chain link fence. You can kind of see it right here. So we are, if any of you have been there, we are a small school. We have a maximum student count of, capacity of 500 students, and we have yet to reach that capacity. And one thing that differs us from traditional high schools is through our learning and teaching styles.
So SiSi and TH, as we like to call it, focuses on project-based learning. And so project-based learning really empowers and kind of engages us to challenge our own mindsets and our own ability to gain knowledge by ourselves. So project-based learning kind of gives us that opportunity to be able to compete and succeed in the 21st century global economy. And obviously why we're here tonight is to kind of talk about why the next generation science standards are incorporated in New Tech and kind of our experience with them.
So, as you know, she had said project-based learning, which basically how it's incorporated is our core curriculum is actually taught through projects. Now, these projects can range from lasting a week to up to almost like 2 months. And through there, we're taught in a very collaborative, hands-on way. And at the very end, we actually express the knowledge we gain through a multitude of media outlets, such as videos, public presentations like this one, informal presentations, conversations, and even things such as interviews.
So we've come up with a few projects from school that we thought really stood out in bringing those next generation science standards, kind of incorporating it into the school, and then our experience with that. So the first project that we picked is called CSI. Now this was actually taught our freshman year in our biology class, which at the time our teacher was Mr. Payne. So CSI, we were tasked with figuring out who stole our rosy boa snake, which was our classroom pet at the time. And so it was someone within the school, and at the time we only had a freshman and sophomore class. So it was someone within the school, one of our classmates has stolen the rosy boa snake, and we had to figure out who that was. So throughout the project, we went through multiple different labs, we went through public interviews with the fellow students, and then our end goal was to create a homemade CSI episode where our group, or the groups that we had, would reveal who we thought the culprit was through the CSI video, which was very goofy and very out there. Imagine freshmen trying to do that. It was kind of crazy.
So one thing that I really liked about this project was the vast amount of collaboration. It wasn't just with my elbow partner or the 3 other people in my group. It was with the entire school. We got to do interviews and do different types of experiments, such as like the DNA extraction there from the strawberry, fingerprint lifting. It was incredible because we were scientists, which was at the time something unheard of given that we were freshmen. And it was also the first time that we actually experienced true collaboration amongst a multitude of different types of people. There were, upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, so we actually had to kind of break the little, type of...
little separation.
Yeah, a little separation going there. We had to break that and actually talk to people and do video interviews, which was pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah, so for me, like Barrett said, the hands-on learning is amazing. Actually getting to be a scientist and actually pretend not even pretend, you're actually doing it, being able to be that career and try that out and see if that's for you is amazing, rather than just reading the book, spitting it back out on a test, and moving on to the next subject. So that's really cool, and something that we get to do constantly, which is awesome.
Yeah, and one quick thing, Mr. Payne had kind of mentioned this, is that there was a little trickery involved. He didn't pitch us to it as if the standards say I must, have you write something. He was like, you guys gotta write a subpoena. And boy, did we write a subpoena. So the next project we chose was called the Repair Manifesto, or the iFixit project. Now, some of you guys, who has ever heard of the company iFixit? Okay, yeah, so once again, a lot of people. This is a local company, and they actually release teardown guides on certain electronic devices. For us, we were basically going to do the exact same thing, bring in our devices that are broken and repair them, and give a step-by-step solution as to how we went about repairing it and how can we improve it for future use. And this was cool because we actually got to share it with the community.
So for me, what I really enjoyed about this project was fixing electronics, that was my dad's thing at home. That wasn't really my thing. I didn't really step into it. Wasn't really sure where Miss Rushing was kind of going with this. But we sat down and we started to repair these electronic devices. Mine was an old BlackBerry phone. And it was amazing. I was so engaged. I was surprised how engaged I was, actually. Taking step-by-step pictures, posting it to iFixit. And the cool thing is, mine even actually, as you can see right here, got published to iFixit. So mine is up there. My name is on it. It's on their website. It's open for the community to see. I have 720 views in the last 2 years of it. So that's a really cool thing that I got. Not only was I recognized within my classroom by my teacher or my fellow classmates, but I was recognized by my community for something that I was a part of.
So some people weren't as fortunate as Cali. It's okay though, I'm fine. I was actually voted best project in the class, which was pretty incredible because I actually, with the freedom, I was able to actually take it one step further. Not only repair it and show how I repaired it and showed how I took it apart and found out what was wrong with it, but I also showed how I can improve upon it for future use, which was really the point of it, is how can we improve these electronics. So to be able to have that freedom and to be able to have that feeling of success because I took it one step further was incredible.
So the next project that we really focused on was Cancer Awareness Night, or Cells Gone Wild, which was again in our freshman biology class.
So this project was literally a night. We took everything out of the classrooms. We brought in all the presenters with their trifold boards, with their cut out pieces of cardboard paper, information slapped on there, and we all got dressed up and we invited the community to come in and we held conversations with them about cancer of all things, which is a sensitive subject. So not only did we learn the science behind it and the mutation of cells, but also the social impact behind it. We actually not only chose a cancer, but we also chose a survivor who we wanted to interview and talk to them about the impacts that it had on their lives, and then share it with the public during the Cancer Awareness Night.
Yeah, so the cool thing about Cancer Awareness Night was, like I was introduced with, I'm finding this hard, it's hard for me to figure out the balance between arts and science. That was a hard thing for me always. I really liked movies. I really liked making movies, editing them, spending my time in the arts field. But then I also really found myself enjoying science and enjoying, how things evolve and all that. So finding that balance was really difficult, and I never thought that that really existed. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to pick one. That's not gonna happen until my junior year. Don't have to worry about that. It'll be fine. I'll pick one eventually. But this project really kind of changed that mindset for me. Being able to involve or integrate the arts and the sciences into one project was amazing. I mean, I got to interview this patient, so get to know the science behind it, learning it myself, getting to hear his emotional side of it, but then I made a movie based off of it, which was really awesome, and it got presented to the community when they came in. And so finding that balance was something that was really important to me, and I know that's really important to other students as well.
Yeah, and I have to say her video was probably one of the best ones there. Unlike the CSI project, we didn't do any awards, but honestly, we should have. We should have. So for me, I had a little different experience. I never really understood the impact of cancer. I never really actually understood the science behind it, just because I've never really been, my family's never suffered from it. So it was something new for me. And to be able to learn that with my classmates was something really special. I was able to learn something new that didn't just have to do with, what am I supposed to learn in order to be, get my diploma and leave. It was, I actually got to learn something that will stick with me for the rest of my life, which, was to be open-minded to things, to really involve yourself in a lot of things. And so I was able to actually go from knowing nothing to, in about 2 weeks, being able to have a conversation with someone about something that I had just researched and be able to not only inform them of it, but also gain information from them through a simple conversation, which was something that in previous projects I never really felt until this one.
Yeah, the cool thing about all these projects is that we were given the resources, we were given the tools, we were given the scenario, everything that we needed, but then we were cut loose, and we were just given the opportunity to explore for ourselves, which is really awesome, because rather than sitting there and sitting through a lecture, which gets really boring, you get to go and discover it yourself. You're researching on your own, you're learning how to talk to people, you're able to engage, you're discovering things on your own, which makes it more worthwhile for you. So to be honest, before this presentation, Barrett and I didn't know that the next generation science standards even existed.
Don't tell our teachers.
Yeah, we had no idea. So Barrett and I came from two entirely different worlds. Before New Tech, I came from a private school.
And I came from public schooling, which, despite this, we were still given the exact same high school education with the exact same science standards. And look at this now. I'm on track to become a mechanical engineer.
And I'm on track to figure out that balance between the arts and the sciences.
And thanks to NGSS, we were actually able to not only get a first-hand experience of how the science will be involved in our own lives, not just for career, but for our future, even in the past too. Just simply through being able to have the freedom to do what we wanted and take it either the one step further or, like Cali had mentioned, combine the arts and the medical.
So the next generation science standards, they became a norm for us. It was something we didn't even know existed. It was just right there. And soon the next generation science standards can be the norm for all students.
Thank you for your time.